Well, there's messing things up. And then there's what CD Projekt Red has been up to, especially at their executive level or their boss level, not at the developer level. I want to be very clear that the developers most likely will have to crunch again to get this game into playable shape for base console players, as well as look at a long road of development to add back what is clearly removed features, to improve the AI, especially in the wanted system, which is woefully outdated, and much more. I'm sure that any one of the developers knew that this was going to be a problem and would have wanted another 6 months to a year to work on the game. But that's just not how things work when you're a publicly traded company. And now a CD Projekt Red boss is getting the company in more hot water on Twitter by liking tweets criticizing Sony for removing the game and a wide variety of other things. I ask you to just look at this clip by Gene Park, who is a Washington Post games reporter. This clip has it all. It's 35 seconds. Let's just see what happens here. You're on a motorcycle. Okay, looking good. Some cars are dropping out of nowhere. Okay, you wreck your bike. Okay, so we've got, okay, then people are firing at you. Okay, great. Working your way back here to vehicles that are just moving on their own. You see the van come off here, then the car flips over. Somebody gets out, floats into the sky, then blows up. I mean, like, this is Cyberpunk 2077. Now, to me, this would qualify more as a hilarious glitch. It wouldn't necessarily ruin the game for me, but it is an unacceptable one nonetheless. And now you have CD Projekt Red boss likes tweets criticizing Sony for removing Cyberpunk 2077. Liked messages also ask why Sony hadn't taken similar action against Marvel's Avengers. Now this is all back towards, yeah, Marvel Avengers was in an equally broken state. But see, the difference is very clear. Square Enix, or the company that produced Marvel Avengers, they didn't publicly tell their millions of customers to go demand a refund from Sony, did they? And once Sony had agreed to refund the game, they had to remove it from the store. They didn't have a choice. There would be literally nothing stopping somebody from buying Cyberpunk 2077, playing for as many hours as humanly possible, and then demanding a refund after Sony had opened the floodgates to do so. Now, my guess is CD Projekt Red is going to be working as hard as possible, and I mean the developers, as hard as possible to get the game back on the marketplace before Christmas. That's just my guess. Adam Badowski, CD Projekt Red studio head, liked tweets on Friday criticizing Sony for its decision to pull Cyberpunk 2077. Badowski is also Cyberpunk 2077's game director, liked a total of 7 replies to Sony's announcement that Cyberpunk 2077 had been pulled from the store and full refunds to customers who purchased. Update, the likes have all now been removed. Doesn't matter, they happened. One message liked by the studio head calls Sony's decision ridiculous. The game is playable and is actually a great game insofar as I know, it reads. Why not wait until they release some patches and updates? Another tweet that he liked, pulling the game from the store, that's a cute I'm angry at a couple of refunds policy. The game works, but this has been blown way out of proportion by the media needing some clicks. A third message, liked by Badowski, even criticized Marvel Avengers, another game which experienced a troubled launch, and asked Sony why they hadn't taken similar action against the Square Enix title. But again, Adam, you know why Marvel Avengers, which is a game I was never interested in, you knew why this was different. Your studio literally told customers to go demand refunds. And don't act, by the way, I know these videos always get a bunch of dislikes by CD Projekt Red fanboys. Understand that I am a fan as CD Projekt Red as well. But it's not just a few people demanding refunds. It was thousands. I talked to people inside of call centers that work on Sony's refund policy. This wasn't just a few people demanding refunds. They go on to say, This is interesting. Play Avengers came out in a worse state. That was one that was liked. Not really. It just shows that people are complaining and Sony doesn't want trouble. These are all likes by him. This saying, I slightly disagree. It was only because the game will never, ever be perfect. There will always be bugs, but I do agree when it's cases like Cyberpunk where the bugs are so bad the game's actually broken. I requested a refund from Microsoft and they approved it within minutes. These are all of his likes. Do you know if this is mandatory? I bought it on PS Store and I'm having a great time with the game. Will I actually still be able to play it after it's removed? Or if it's gone, do I just refund it? Now, this another like message says, I'm telling everyone that bought the game, don't return it. CDPR will fix the mistakes, and I believe they will too. All of the Witcher games were junk when they first came out, and look at them now. Yeah, but you know what the most frustrating thing about this is? This is going to be a lot of people's first playthrough. Their first playthrough is going to be a buggy mess of people basically making exceptions and concessions to the game that I don't have time to do 2 playthroughs of Cyberpunk 2077. I just don't. I do 3 videos a day on Midwesley. I do 5 to 6 videos a day here on the Quartering. I'm going to be starting a live streaming show in the new year. I don't have time for 2 playthroughs, and most people don't. Also, they also tweeted, officially CD Projekt Red, hadn't said the decision to remove Cyberpunk from sale on the PlayStation Store came from a joint discussion with Sony. I don't believe that was true. I think Sony said that. However, the founder of games publisher No More Robots speculated Friday that Sony's action could have come in retaliation to CD Projekt's recommendation that PS4 users seek refunds, which is again against the Sony policy. To quote, it's very likely that the day CD Projekt Red started telling people to go ask for refunds, Sony were immediately in touch with them saying, we need to take your game off the store if you're telling people to get refunds. And CDPR have then slowly, reluctantly agreed, wrote No More Robots founder Mike Rose. A lot of people seem to be misunderstanding why it was removed. CD Projekt Red have been telling people for a week now to go seek refunds from PlayStation, which goes against the PlayStation policy, which will have super pissed Sony off. Quote, I don't know this for certain, but this will likely be the turn of events. There's a big no-no here. CDPR telling players to A, go against PlayStation policy, and B, overwhelming PlayStation support without talking to PlayStation first. Shortly after the statement was issued, many users reported their Cyberpunk 2077 refund requests were being denied by Sony and Xbox. CD Projekt Red then revealed that they had no special agreement in place. It remains for sale in the Microsoft Store, but with a new notice warning of performance issues on last-gen consoles, CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk 2077 trouble launch resulted in CD Projekt shares tumbling over a whopping $1 billion last week. And as of today, still going down another 2%. And they say CD Projekt Red has blown a year's worth of goodwill in a week. I don't disagree with that. I mean, I'm still laughing at this clip. Imagine the driver to be a Cyberpunk's version of Akira. I mean, I feel this is like how the trailer should have been. It definitely fits the Keanu Reeves sudden Cyberpunk music scene. How to fly a car in Cyberpunk. There's just so many glitches and errors with the game that, it's just meme-worthy. I hope that when I power up on PC later today, it'll be totally fine. I'm sure it will. It's still going to have the AI problems, and it's still going to have the bad wanted system, but I still believe that the game, based on everyone I've talked to that have played it, that it's still a great game. And you see these comments, please show this to all the losers saying there's no issues with the PC version, and they're still having a wonderful time over there. I get wanting to defend the company, but I also don't get wanting to bend the knee and shill for $1 billion corporation, a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Cyberpunk 2077 is still going to be a great game. I know it is, but denying the problems with the game doesn't help anybody. One thing you can do is you can join my Reddit, Discord, or a wide variety of other social media platforms to talk about the game. Check this out. And all I want to do is remind you that I have a thriving Discord community I'd like you to join. I have a strong presence on Twitter Alternative Parlor. You can find me on Twitter. And you can join my subreddit. I'd love to see you on all 4 platforms. Links are in the description of this video. You can also support the channel by clicking that join button down below, becoming a member here on YouTube, or signing up at my Subscribe Star, which is also linked in the description below. Both forms of support go miles to support people like my wonderful editor, Sean. Or my wonderful thumbnail creator, Ben. You don't have to do these things or join these communities, but it would be neat if you did. Now let's get on with the video.